From our Ice Pick Vodka on the T-Mobile studio, broadcasting from the iconic St. Petersburg Country Club in South St. Pete. Big shout out to our partners before we dive into the show and the team. Of course, Shipyard Brewing, established in 1994, and Sea Dogs Brewing, which is our headquarters over in Treasure Island. And then OnePriceWipes.com. Body Armor Coca-Cola, had meetings with them this week, and they're going to expand their alliance with us and bring more and more products, including Monster Energy drinks, as I mentioned. Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, of course, that's our headquarters. America's #1 sports bar, is rated by USA Today. We're going to change our format a lot here in the very near future. We'll be going out to our favorite golf courses. We'll be going to Chi Chi Rodriguez Golf Club and Academy, Bardmore in 2 weeks, and then Mangrove Bay with Kenny Betts and the gang. And we'll take products and we'll take personnel from our sponsors and take them out to the public. They can promote ahead of time, and we'll have parties. We'll give stuff away. And if we would have known this ahead of time, we would have had a bunch of your people here, Ashley Grimaldi.
Hey, that's right. We're here for you, Mike.
I'm Mike Rickard. I'm the longtime hack. As I said, packed show tonight. Chapel Hill Bill Butner, we're in his... Here we are.
I know.
At his favorite place for the last 23 years, St. Pete Country Club, and he's up in the Poconos. But we're going to talk to him. He'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll talk to him. He was on the tour for 15 years and teaching professional right here. The range is right behind us. There's the putting green. That's where you need to go, is the putting green.
A lot of people getting work in this afternoon.
We have actually, there's chipping right behind us, and then the practice putting green just a little bit further back.
Yeah, I tell you what, I got PTSD when I came in here.
Why is that, Mike?
Well, back in the day, being a cart
tell everybody,
jockey,
tell your audience.
Being a cart jockey back in COVID, and then having to get here at 5:30 a.m. But and then I got a little moisty-eyed because I did love this place. It's very cool. They've upgraded tremendously. That's Ashley Grimaldi. She's responsible for getting us down here today. Of course, we've been talking about it for 2 years.
We have.
She's the media. She's the. I guess you're the membership director,
marketing,
and media,
a little bit of everything here.
She does it all.
Wear many hats.
She got us set up here, and then to my right, of course, is Kip Engel. Kip Engel, former communications director for the New York Yankees, St. Louis Cardinals, in the world of golf. He's got golfauction.com, avid golf fan, and then the man himself up there in St. Augustine Beach, John Rager, PGA of America. Professional for over 40 years, a man of many hats, including the current chair-elect of the prestigious Florida Sports Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
A lot going on there, and we're working on it today. In fact, he's our mic'd-up correspondent for Ferg's TV as we continue to expand that. And it's great to see you again. John Rager, how are you, my man?
Hey, I'm doing just great. It's great to be back on the T Florida. Missed you guys for a while. Looks like you've upgraded your location, though, to be able to broadcast this. So where are we at St. Pete Country Club?
We are.
And the fact that they let me on the grounds, I came in the back road because I know the back way. That was made the hired help come the back way, and park our beat up cars where all the caddies and the superstar cars are out here in the parking lot. But in all fairness, this is a great location. 100+ years down here.
102. And
you've golfed here, I'm sure, John, on occasion.
Oh, what a wonderful place that is. It's got a lot of history of it, obviously, with being 100 years old, and also the Alexander family and their impact on St. Pete Country Club. And what a great place it is. And it's not like you have a lot of land. You keep building golf courses in St. Pete.
No, that's true. It's really interesting, this market. I'm not sure what it's like in Jacksonville, but St. Petersburg has grown so much over the past, 5 years, definitely. Population boom. And so it's getting harder and harder to find a place to golf in St. Petersburg. So you got to claim your spot.
Well, I'm actually I'm in St. Augustine, Florida, which means that if I take a 15-minute drive south to an establishment, I can watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on television.
Nice.
And but we have to watch the Jags up here. But yes, St. Augustine, Florida, beautiful place. Jacksonville is just booming. They're unbelievable growth they have up there. But just admire St. Pete Country Club and all the history of it, and especially when you have a guy like Kip Angle right there. I just noticed in the camera view there.
John.
Yeah, so
Good
they talked about this club being 102 years old. You've got about 500 years of experience when it comes to, golf memorabilia and those kind of things. So,
Wow.
maybe we got to throw a ringer at you tonight and come up with some sort of appraisal, like it's the Kip Angle Roadshow, like they do on PBS.
Well,
Come
that
up with
sounds
some
good.
fair golf club that we can put our kids through college with.
Let's let it go. I mean, there's plenty around right here. I mean,
I was just
when
going
you
to
think of
say, right down the
his-
hallway here, you got Babe Ruth, Babe Zaharias. You could go on and
Oh yeah,
on.
did you see that? Yeah, some of the history on the
did.
wall is pretty cool.
and
Well, in
and it
fact,
started-
Kip, if you just go to the Lost and Found Barrel, if this club being 100 years old, there might be a Calamity Jane putter in the Lost and Found Barrel.
It's funny because we redid our golf pro shop and the cart storage facility a few years ago, but at one time the cart barns that we had back there, they were so scary. They looked
Are
like
you kidding me?
No. You remember
honest
them?
to God, the ceiling was falling in one time
It
as we
was- they
were opening up.
they looked like World War II bunkers,
They did.
possibly.
And they were scary. You didn't know
It was
how
pretty
many
funny.
rats you were going to run into. It was
Before-
at 5:30 in the morning. It was a little menacing. I'll just tell you that.
Before we tore down that building, there were still so many things in there. And one of the ways that people used to wait for their tea time, there were the little, it was like a little disc with a number on it. And people would wait and they would call out your number. And it was still hanging back there before we knocked down the building, which is crazy.
Well, one of my fond memories. We can have some fun with this place, and then we'll give it all the love that it deserves. But you get here at 5:30. It was during COVID, right? And it was me and another guy, and I was in my early 60s then, and he was in his 60s. You remember the guy? He was an educator out from Maine. He was a great guy. Anyway,
Okay.
he and I are the ones that got up early and got things opened up. Well, it's also COVID, and you could only give one. And John knows all about this. You could only give one cart to each golfer.
Yes.
What
yeah,
a
that
pain
was,
in the ass.
It was awful.
Well, I come in and you got to count them, and you leave the keys in them overnight. And I'm doing the count, and I go, "We're 3 carts short." Do you remember that period?
Oh, sure.
Because before you, carts were getting stolen. So the police are here. And the problem was then we would have to take all the keys out at night, put them in a bucket, and then you got to match them up. It was that period.
I think I remember there was an incident, during that time.
Yes, it was an incident, and so people are pointing fingers, and it's sad that they did. We're on the south side of St. Pete. It turned out to be there's some great homes here. It was a grandson.
Lakewood Estates is thriving.
It was a grandson of one of the people living in one of these estates that moved in with Grandma, and he created a chop shop in their backyard. Grandma thought it was just a hobby of his. The cop told me the story. These parts are back there. You got Club Car and Easy Go. The dude had a chop shop 2 blocks from here. And that was just another one of the things we went through. And then you had to sanitize each cart. Kip brings his in, and Ashley's waiting with her foursome, which they get 4 carts. You got to wipe them all down. That was
Had to wear a mask.
Interesting time.
Industrious youth of the day, but the youth you want to see is in January here with the Invitational and the amateur talent that you
Some
get.
studs have come through here.
Absolutely.
When you think of Bob Golby, a Masters champion that's rolled through here, all the way through Brant Snedeker, our President's Cup
Yes.
captain this year,
Luke
who was
List,
a champ. Exactly.
Peter Uihlein, Bob Golby. There's so many greats have come through
And some of these
this tournament.
and some of these young superstars of recent time have come through here as well.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden Buckley is on the PGA Tour now. I know that he won in 17 and 18. And then trying to think more recently, I mean, the kid that won this year, Lucas Jimenez, actually, he was an uncommitted golfer, pretty young. He just got committed to Oklahoma. So I expect to see big things out of him. Oklahoma has a huge program. So
And you welcome people to come out and watch that. I know that
Yeah.
that I came out.
We're going
and
to do the
watched-
show live this year. Finally, I promise you that.
okay.
We'll do
yeah.
the show live.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We'd love to have you here.
Hey, John Rager, did you ever cross with Jeff Leonard when you were in Tampa?
Well, Mike, we got to back up on something here, because Kip Angle threw out the name Bob Golby. Now, we know he's the resident historian here on the Tee, Florida. And Bob Golby, wasn't he involved with the scorecard incident at the Masters, Kip? You want to tell us that story?
Absolutely. 1968, and Bob Golby finished very strong, and he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for how strong he finished in that 68 Masters, in that there was a scoring incident and the mismarking of a card. Actually, Tommy Aaron had the card in his hand that day that was
I remember Tommy Aaron.
mismarked for Roberto Di Vicenzo that year, and Vicenzo being Argentinian and not having a complete grasp of the English language and what was going on in that 68 and in the scoring. And his famous line was, "I am stupido, Roberto Di
I'm wearing a
Vicenzo." He could have been in the day, yes, indeed, for signing for a wrong card. But Bob Golby, a lot of people say, well, he backed into that championship. He actually won it on the back nine in 68 with a fantastic closing round. And no one should ever take that away from Bob Golby as the 68 Masters champion.
Here's our
Hey,
historian
Kip,
right
also
here.
give us a take on who is Bob Golby's famous nephew that played on the PGA Tour.
Well, again, obviously the Haas's and the Haas family and
Jay and Bill and the boys are all related.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, that all.
Okay, now we can go forward because Kip did it. He threw out the name Bob Golby. You know, I don't think there might be 2% of our listeners out there actually are that old to remember who Bob Golby is. So just wanted to throw that out there for a point of reference.
We can go back even further to Johnny Revolta and Johnny Revolta here at St. Pete.
Johnny Revolta was the guy's
Yeah.
name?
Yes,
and nobody
yeah, there
knows who
is.
Johnny Revolta
He
is.
actually works at the
Saturday Night
club.
Fever.
No, wrong guy.
Wrong guy?
We're
That's
taking-
Travolta, not
Travolta
Travolta.
lives in the area. He's got to be related. Travolta's up in Clearwater. Revolta's down here.
No, you crazy guys. We're all the way back to the founding father
In the
of
20s.
this.
Oh,
In
they
the
just changed the
1920s.
name. They added a T. A lot of Italians did that.
I think it was 1927.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, hey,
He was-
I remember
yes.
that. See, there we go.
Local employee, and he was actually your first champion of the Invitational that
Yes.
we've been talked about. And
Yeah.
Johnny
I highly-
Revolta was.
I highly
Yes.
encourage
I'm
people
confused.
to come out and watch the amateur invitational here the first week in January. I know the last time I was out here was to see John Daly's son. JD was playing here, and you see guys from Colorado that mash the ball, and they're going up against guys from Houston that are playing in tough winds. So it brings the different aspects of the game out.
Well, didn't Bernard Longer's boy play also a couple of years ago?
He did actually.
Yeah,
I think
thought
he
so.
was at Penn. I think then, but actually Bernhard Longer was such a gentleman, and it was very interesting. He was out here the same year that John Daly was out here with his son as well. So it was kind of a fun time, kind of keeping up with both of them on the golf course.
John, there's a nice shot.
look at
of it.
that.
Is that the?
Oh yeah,
pitching or
yeah.
the-
It's on the T green cam. This is spectacular.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you are looking right
is that
now.
putting or the pitching there, Ash?
That's our new chipping area that we have, and then the practice putting green is right behind it. That's just the front of the club. If you look a little bit to the right, back behind the tree area is our.
That's where I used to hide out.
Yep, that's our brand new golf pro shop. So previously we had a mid-century building that was there that we did a full demolition of. So the new pro shop is really cool. There's like full swing simulator in there. There's a nice big retail space, nice big, little practice putting area and places for drinks and coffee.
You think they'd hire me
It's
back?
pretty cool. They just might. I always feel like we need an extra hand. So
My
maybe
God,
we
you
can
should-
make some space for
You should
you.
have seen the dump that we worked in. Look at this place.
It was just aged. It was
Okay, I'm
aged.
sorry. I shouldn't have called it a dump.
I mean, I think that's a little harsh, but that's okay.
I
That's
knew
okay.
I'd get my day to clearly define it on the air, but no.
Yeah.
It was aged.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot of
it
history
escaped-
here.
it
It was a
escaped-
very.
It
It used to be.
escaped several hurricanes, by the way,
The
too.
funny thing, I mean, it has always been a very low key club. The great thing about this place is the track itself. There's no parallel fairways. We're right by Boyd Nature Preserve, and so there's not any other club in St. Petersburg even close to it. So real true hardcore golfers have always loved this golf course.
Well, and John's friend Gary Koch has just done a complete redo here.
He, you know what? He was the design consultant.
Gotcha.
Gary Koch was, but we didn't do a full redesign. it was to me, more of a regrassing tree to tree throughout all 18. Tip eagle on the greens, the Bimini Bermuda, like on the fairways. We did a lot of planting, seawalls, cart paths. So it was a big deal. So,
John, you been watching any of the Tour Championship today?
I have been.
Well, why don't you or Kip? Why don't you guys give us the leaderboard?
No, we got to get Kip. I'm totally unprepared for that. I watched it today as a fan, but when Kip watches things, he watches it as a historian and a reporter. So, Kip, take it away, baby.
Attention to detail, something I need, as John Rager's well aware of.
I guess the first thing to know is it was ball in hand today on the course, as they had intermittent rain throughout the day at East Lake, and that led to a lot of low scores. Woozy Lee fired a 8 under 62 today, and it was followed at 6 under by 3 folks, including Victor Hovland. Morikawa looked really good following on his late round at Bellerive last week. He was at 6 under. A group of 4 that was joined right at the end of the day by Scotty Scheffler, who got a 65. Oberg at 65 as well.
Scotty ended up at 65.
You got Adam Scott there. He was a 64 on the day and broomed him in quite well. And a lot of people find him as a possible upset this week. Also at that 66, 4 under was Tommy Fleetwood off of his championship last year in the event. Sammy Byrne, Matt Fitzpatrick at 4 under, and still back there, 5 back, but certainly in play for the weekend is a guy like Tom Kim. And the interesting one.
How did Rory look today?
Rory started out real slow, but got it back going late in the day.
He had a good week last week, so I was just curious.
Got it to -2 for you Rory fans out there, and Fitzpatrick and Scheffler certainly in there and playing head to head at the end of the event. Look for Alex Smalley though, who trying to follow with Fleetwood's work of last year, has never won a tournament, and to win their first tournament, the Tour Championship, would be truly something. Smalley's at 3 under at a 67.
And a nice little check of $10 million doesn't hurt either as part of this. It's amazing. Here we are at the end of the season, and it's been an interesting season.
Yes.
However, if we think this has been an interesting season, and I don't know, John, if you've been able to keep up, I have a little bit here and there and kept the changes coming down the road. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are
Huge.
you need to take a lesson in progression of which direction they're going to be going, because I don't think anybody really have their arms around what's going to happen in the next couple of years, especially in 2028. And in 2028, and I want your opinion, there, John, on they're going to be moving the Valspar to May. And prior to that, it was a nice warm up before the Masters, which allowed them to get some of the names that wanted to get a tournament in before the Masters. And now it's in May. Your thoughts on that, John?
Well, it is a big shakeup as far as going forward. It's a bold move. Boy, a lot of money it takes to be a championship series event. I'm hearing about amounts of up to $35 million to do it. Unfortunately, I know the Valspar is not going to do it, but at least they're going to move the date a little bit. But there's a lot of championship series events that are actually early in the year now. The Arnold Palmer Invitational will be there, and of course, you have the Players Championship in March. But so the Florida Swing is going to be disrupted a little bit, and I can tell you that it's still a work in progress because there's some issues that they still have to work out. One of them is talking about Rory McIlroy, who is not going to make the 15 tournament a year requirement to be able to retain his PGA Tour card. Yet he's an integral part of the PGA Tour and the policy board and everything. He's basically had been the face of the PGA Tour when Live Golf was trying to get itself established. So, they Brian Rolapp did a great press conference earlier this week. He answers every question the best he can. And but that was one of the questions that was unsettled. And the other thing is, Scotty Scheffler, for example, there's some tournaments that he supports and he plays in that aren't going to be championship events next year. And so it's kind of a shame that
Traveler's one of them.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to play in those. He'll he'll do what the rules say he does. So it's kind of a shame, that the smaller events, they don't have the prize purse and the money. But however, what happens is the stars of the PGA Tour, well, that's where you're going to develop the next generation of stars out there on the Challenger Tour. So when they they graduate to the Champion Series, they're truly a star at that point. I'm just kind of curious about the Korn Ferry Tour. What's going to happen to that?
Is the Korn Ferry going away?
Well, I don't think it is, but so there's still a lot of unannounced things. And plus, it was a little confusing to me when they announced what the end of the year is going to be like. It's not going to be like it is now with the FedEx Cup, and you play really well in the last 3 weeks of the year. You win it all. Where
match play, and I didn't understand that.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to have a season ender, and it's going to be a 2-week match play, 72-hole stroke play, qualified, and brackets of 8 to 16, and some elimination and whatever. So a lot of work in progress. But if it wasn't for Live Golf, they would have never blown this up and done this. And one of the confusing things to me, and Kip, you might be able to answer this. Because, Kip, I had a question on this one. I haven't studied it as well. I'm still trying to figure out this equity play with the PGA Tour and their partners. With what does that mean? What are they doing? Are they going to be buying the tournaments that they're running, or are they going to be buying golf courses with it, or what are they doing? Because the equity thing is confusing to me. It's the same as right now going on in college, that you're going to have a college. University is going to sell their sports program to a hedge fund one day. It's going to happen.
No.
Do you understand how that works?
Everything in today's world is NIL. It's licensing. Right. It's what are you producing?
Pathetic.
What are you bring? I think one of the things from a historical standpoint, as we look forward to what can happen in the future, is these courses that the last 2 events for match play are going. I mean, as a historian of the game yourself, John, you would love to see Cypress Point have match play event, and one of the greatest matches of all time happened at Cypress Point. And most folks never get to see Cypress Point, have an understanding of a course like Cypress Point, or our favorite course in right outside of Philadelphia. And to go to courses that people don't normally get to see will be exciting, I think, for the tour, if they can take the match play to places that, for also a television type of situation, they previously, due to the grounds at these places, have not been able to bring fans onto courses. A Riviera is a perfect example of how hard it's been to get a U.S. Open back to Riviera, to Hogan's Alley. So those would be the places. Where would you go, John? What would be the courses that you think the common fan hasn't been able to see that stand out across the country?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty easy. I would pay money for a pay-per-view to watch the closest to the pin contest at Mark Egley's Des Moines driving range in Iowa.
That doesn't sound like
Wild Bill's backyard course.
That doesn't sound like Pine Valley.
That 9-hole monster.
Oh, well, so to answer your questions about that, it's really interesting. The times I've gone over to overseas to play golf in tournaments, one of the things we would do, especially if we were playing in Scotland or Ireland or whatever, we'd get there early. There'd be 3 other pros who would rent a car, and we get there a week early and just drive around the countryside and stay at these little bed and breakfasts. They might have a bar downstairs for 10 people. Okay. And these people go on holidays over there for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And so you would go there and they would tell us which golf courses to play that you had never heard of. And it was really unbelievable. So it's the same thing. If you're coming to Florida, you already know about Doral, TPC. You know about all the famous golf courses. You probably know about St. Pete Country Club. All right. So you have, you have a lot of golf courses that are famous, but there's a lot of great places that no one's ever heard of. So I think it might be good for the average fan to be able to go, especially, remember when COVID happened, they did a pay-per-view fundraiser at Seminole Golf Club. And no one had ever seen Seminole Golf Club unless you were, one of the few privileged, right? And so so I think that would be pretty cool. And I think that the PGA Tour is willing to do that and give up the big crowds too. Have a smaller event, give up the big crowds, because it's all about television and exposing those kind of golf courses. But the fans want to see match play. and the players aren't adverse to it. It's always been the TV people like, well, we can't get match play because, you'll end up, you'll have two of the non-stars in it. But in theory, everybody's on the championship series is a star. So you're going to have, you're going to have a following and a marquee name or whatever get in the finals. So
I think this actually, I had heard a rumor pretty recently when we were talking about Corn Ferry, et cetera, that the Champions Tour might actually benefit from the change on the PGA Tour, because there's some conversation that they might possibly drop the age, bring the age level down, like what it takes.
45?
Bring it down a little bit.
But
yeah.
they're at 50 right now. I mean, that's the perfect.
And so-
that's the perfect barometer for me.
Yeah, but it might make. I mean, there's already great players on the in the Champions Tour, but you might see more talent going that direction, especially now that there's going to be so much division. So,
Well, like an Adam Scott. I mean, he's
Right.
he's on the outside looking in, and he's one of the dark horses to win. And 30 of the finest golfers in America right now playing there in Atlanta. So there's a lot of things.
Well,
Do you
actually,
think-
I'd back you up on that, Ashley, because when the Champions Tour first started, of course, it was called the Senior Tour. It was Palmer and Nicklaus and Trevino and the old guard there, and there's no way they were going to let a 45-year-old out there to play. That was their
Right.
reward. It was their tour. But now, it's
Absolutely.
been so long. The Champions Tour has been around, gosh, for 35 years, 36 years now, maybe longer. And so the young players coming up, it's not their tour like it was the old people that established those tours. And so, dropping it to 45 wouldn't be that radical. In fact, it would probably give them a little bit of a boost to that tour.
yes.
The Champions Tour is not the Senior Tour. It's the Champions Tour. People who are champions on the regular tour. Well, there is that gray area, 45 to 50. You never know what you're going to be able to do. And it might clear them off the Challenger Tour a little bit.
Right.
And get them out on the Champions Tour. It'll clear them out of the Corn Ferry Tour too if they want to hang on.
Yeah.
There's only one thing to think about with the Champions Tour, and that's when Tiger Woods tees it up there, and they will be overrun when Tiger Woods comes out there.
Hey,
And
gonna happen.
hey, they've been overrun this year because of a phenom from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Zach Johnson at 50 years old. He's got 3 wins. He's got a second place. He's got one of their marquee wins on the tour. He's got a major on the Champions Tour. He's been a contender. That's a prime example. Stuart Sink did the same thing. We talked to Stuart. You talked to Stuart Sink last year. It would be a lot more competitive, and you'd see a lot of these guys at 50 and 45 battling it out and for some nice purses.
Well, that's the thing with Zach Johnson's game all the way back to his days at Iowa was when he could putt. He could putt better than anybody in the Big Ten. He could putt better than anybody.
Wait. You're the only guy that I would never expect this. He played at Drake University. He's a diehard Hawkeye fan.
There we go. Well,
There you go.
perfect. Well, all the way back to his
Imagine that.
days in Iowa, he could putt better than anybody
Exactly.
out there, and that's made his game.
And he probably would have beat the guys in the Big Ten
And
anyway.
it carries over on the Champions Tour until Tiger Woods comes.
Okay, can I talk Tiger Woods now, John?
Tiger is the drug that we need to carry on for our show here.
Well, speaking of drugs, I mean, I watched the Payne Stewart ceremony, which was very emotional. I don't care who you are. If you watched it and you knew the story of Nota Begay and the Navajo Nation and what he's done as a young man and went to Stanford and he and Tiger Woods were teammates and close friends. And then towards the end of the ceremony, after he'd gotten all these PGA greats to give him his accolades and his family was there, just a moving, emotional event that I was very impressed with, and following Nota's success on the Navajo Nation has been interesting, and I followed it closely. Having Native Americans in my family, I've seen these things happen, and he's embraced it, and he's done an immense amount for that nation, the largest by far in America. Anyway, then they do a video. Did anybody see it? Tiger Woods giving him his flowers, as the kids say these days. He looked horrible, fellas. And Ash,
He did not look his best.
did you see it, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a hostage video.
Yeah, it wasn't his.
Oh my
He looked
God.
like he was ready for the senior tour.
What in the? Well, first of all, he looked very pale.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a lighting. I don't know if they took it on. It'd be like me shooting video for this show. Here you go, Tig. It'd be horrible. It was horrible, and you look at his eyes. I mean, maybe it's just me and a million other people in America, but it was sad.
What did look good, though, was the support for Nota Begay there from the current tour guys, to have Rory there, to have Justin
They all
Rose,
respect him.
and also the past champions that have won the Payne Stewart Award that show up every year, the Hal Suttons of the world, the Hale Irwins of the world, and the support that they continue to give as past recipients of the Payne Stewart Award.
We are supposed to possibly have David Hauser, former professional Hooters Tour professional, but that played professional golf for a long time, to discuss with him about the FedEx St. Jude of Memphis and the shift.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that because Memphis, her hometown, is one of those tour stops that they're getting Rodney Dangerfield. They're getting no respect.
Yeah, it's not good.
And it's sad.
It's very sad. But what I want to mention, we need to ask David. David is friends with him, with Nota Begay. And I believe there was a time, I can barely remember it because it was a long time ago, that we had a meal. We broke bread with him. So we need to ask him next week when he's on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But did you see Tiger?
I did, absolutely.
What did you think, John? Did you just think he maybe?
Well,
he looked
obviously,
like he just woke up from a nap.
Well, it's interesting, man. Obviously, he's going through a lot of therapy over there, but it's got to be very difficult to try to get off the painkillers and still deal with the pain that he's going through. And so it's a serious situation. He's trying to get himself better. He could have just had a statement read or something like that, but he sat there and he owned up to doing what he needed to do with Nota, because Nota's a close friend of his. And so, yeah, he didn't, Tiger didn't look like Titan Bright. Okay. He looked old. He looked worn out. But you know what he's going through, man, I tell you what, kudos to him for taking the guts to go out there and film something and get people to take a look at it. Because you know what, just like you and I and everybody else, how's he doing? We haven't really heard much update from him.
You need to shave that gray goatee off. That doesn't help him any.
Well, it's sometimes you look distinguished with that, Mike. You may want to check into that a little bit.
He doesn't want to look distinguished yet. He's still got that. I'm in my early 40s and a competitor. Now he looks like one of those guys, that I'll be battling in the Champions Tour for a place every week, and not destroying them. But of
Mike,
course
you need a little growth there. You need to beard, mustache, Fu Manchu, something going on there. You got to do it, man. You'll look very, very
the
distinguished.
Clean shaven look. I like the clean shaven look.
Yeah.
He's good.
Thank
we support
you, Ashley.
him. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion much more so than that cat up there when it comes to appearance, even though there's a lot to work with here. Our man right here to the right is the one that looks like $1 million for his age, and that's our own Kip Engel.
Oh man, for his age. You got the for his age. I'm sorry, Kip.
He does. He looks like he's in his.
We don't have to go there.
He looks like he's in his early 50s.
Now there's a guy that looks really good.
Wait a minute.
Look
Wait
at
a
that
minute. Wait a minute.
appearance right
Wait a minute.
there.
Wait a minute. Let me take this.
Yes.
That was not meant towards you, Bill Butner. You don't look like you're in your 50s. You look like somebody that dogged us. We finally come to St. Pete Country Club, where you have been the teaching professional for 20 plus years. And what do? You go hide out in the Poconos so that I don't hammer you for 2 straight hours. You chicken shit.
Should I tell you it's 59 degrees here and I'm thinking about wearing a sweater or not?
Oh, that sounds really nice right now to me, actually.
Stocking cap? How about a
Well,
stocking cap?
Bill, all I have to ask you, Bill, is that a cardigan or a V-neck pullover? What are you going to wear?
No, it's a V-neck pullover. Absolutely.
And
No cardigans.
how about a stocking cap for that dome of yours, too, please?
I choose to cut my hair in a reverse mohawk. Thank you.
Well, he's Bill Butner. He's been on the show with us for 2.5 years now. More importantly, he was the founder of Eckerd College men's and women's program and did a superb job, Division II, right here in St. Petersburg, not too far from where we're located right now, St. Pete Country Club. In fact, maybe one of these days we'll do a show down there. But they practice here, and he's been the teaching professional, was on the tour for 15 years, and he's on his annual summer tour. 6, 8 weeks? How long you been on the road, my man?
2 months. I left July 6th. We'll be back September 12th.
God, you're my hero. Can you imagine being able to take two? Well, your wife wouldn't let you take 2 months off unless she was your wing woman.
That'd be a long trip.
And who wouldn't want her as a wing woman anyway?
Are you referring to me as Bill's wife?
I went like this.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Well, you do a lot of wifely things for him to keep him organized, make sure he's got his clothes are clean.
It's not true, Bill. It's okay.
His
We know
clothes
the
are
truth.
clean. He looks sharp.
Where are we going with this? Why are we going that way?
Because Ashley's here and you're not to defend yourself. You are some remote. So you're in the Poconos.
I am. I'm here at Skytop Lodge, which is a phenomenal lodge. It's been here since 1901. It's got all as you see, the library here. It's got all the presidents that have been here and all the different history of the great place up here in the mountains. And it's a great place to be right now.
So you are with a few of our St. Petersburg Country Club members, correct?
I am with Dave and Joyce Mann.
And do you have golf lined up for tomorrow? That's what we all want to really know.
Sunken Valley tomorrow. We have Sky Top on Saturday. We have, what else do we have? We have 3 golf courses all ready to go.
Okay, so you're going to be playing
Great time of year to be in the
36 holes a
Poconos.
day.
I wish. No, just 18 a day. That's all.
Okay.
But it's a great time of year. I've been in the Poconos. I'm sure you have. Great time of year to be in the Poconos because it's just getting to that fall edge, and great time to be out on the links.
Hey,
Yeah, we
Bill,
did
I just went to skytop.com. This is a spectacular place.
Oh
You know,
my God!
it's incredible. I'm looking at the clubhouse. It's breathtaking.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm in the library side of things. The bar's over there, library's over there. We got. It goes on and on and on. It's the most. It reminds me a lot of Pinehurst in the 20s.
Holy
Back
moly!
in the royal days
It's
of
supposed to be beautiful.
old-time hotels.
Yeah. So, and Bill, when, we're throwing out the Poconos, but specifically you are in Pennsylvania, correct?
Correct. Buck Hills is the
Buck Hill Falls?
area.
Is it Buck Hill Falls? Is that
Poconos is
right?
where the mob used to hang out, by the way, when they were hiding out, buddy.
Well, Bill's in good company then.
Hey, I can't believe you just said the bar's over there and I'm in the library.
That's right.
That's a take. That's a clip. Oh, he's got a
He's still
little.
got his wine.
He's got a little vino.
He's okay.
That's impressive. I'm in the library drinking some red wine. Doesn't that seem like Bill Butner there, John?
Bill's,
Somebody
I think
has to do it.
He's mainly a red wine drinker, I think, aren't you, Bill? I mean,
I am. I enjoy very good
Big
glasses of
red, big red,
Big Red likes
wine.
reds. Big, there you go.
Hey, you should
Everyone
have
wanted to know.
your own line of wine. Big Red.
Well, guess who we have? We need to talk to Fred Forsley about that, don't
Yeah,
we?
Fred.
Fred
We need a
from
new
Shipyard needs to make Big Reds red.
Big Red.
I like that. I was just talking to Mr. McGowan, Patrick McGowan from Pine Needles.
Pat McGowan, how is he?
How is he?
He's doing great. He just came back from Craig Stadler's outing at the Napa Valley wineries, and all the wineries get together and donate a bunch. And he absolutely will have a few cases when I get back down there in 2 weeks, as a matter of fact.
In fact, the Walrus, one of my favorite guys that I've ever met on the tour when he was on the Champions Tour, senior back in the day. But I love that guy. So Scotty Pierman that you lined us up with at 720 has right now the number one long driver in the world.
Right.
He's Pine Needles guy, right?
Well, his daughter came to camp, but that's where I met him.
Gotcha. Well, he's as we broadcast here on the T Florida on our YouTube channel and the RadioSt.Pete.com, Florida Sports Streams, TikTok, and of course archived on Spotify. He is actually watching his daughter play right now. So that's why we moved him. I'm got a lot of moving parts for all the guests today. He's watching his daughter, who you met then apparently. She a nice stick?
But I don't know where she's playing right now. Are they in North Carolina? AJGA? What are they doing?
I'll ask him at 7:20.
Did you see Bill just clear up there on screen? He like magically came to life all of a sudden.
He's absorbing it because there's a delay.
Yeah. No, it's good.
He doesn't want to speak incorrectly. That's Bill Butner. This is Ashley Grimaldi, and of course Kip Engel, and that's John Rager up there at St. Augustine Beach on the T, Florida, and we're back on the air. It's great to be back, and we're in one of our new locations, St. Pete Country Club. But it's Old Home Week to three of us. God, Bill, I was bringing up memories before we went on the air, and I thought we possibly have a problem with the Wi-Fi in the Poconos, but
he said, I would believe that club would have very strong signal.
I would think so. You're right, John Rager.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Hey, Bill, back up. What's the course you're playing tomorrow? I want to take a look at that.
We lost Bill for a moment.
We lost him.
Yeah, it was. And what's interesting
Oh,
is
we lost him? What was the course, Ashley? Do you remember what he said?
It's in Buck Hills Falls. You just looked it up, didn't you, Mike?
Buck Hill Falls? Okay, we'll look at that. Well,
yeah.
We'll look at that. Well, Buck Hill Falls. Oh, that came up right up.
Let me see if he can. Let me see. I'm going to tell him that we lost him. So
he probably doesn't know. He's probably talking right now. That'd be me. I'd be rocking and rolling. And
what does he need to do, Adam, to get back on?
Texting me. You've been off for 15 minutes.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
But what a classic place.
It is supposed to be really beautiful.
And I love the fact that he added the red wine to the conversation, trying to make people think that that he's refined.
He's very refined.
He's just a boy from Plymouth, Mass. There he is. There he is.
We were talking about you when you were off the air for a moment.
Should I tell you about my latest? Should I tell you about my latest ace I did last week or not?
Yeah.
Please,
You made a hole in one?
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Tell us all about it.
Well, it just happened to be at Shelter Harbor, which is, well, I think Mike would have to sneak in the real back door to get invited to that.
Sure. Everywhere you've gone, I would.
I mean, it's top shelf in Rhode Island with Tom Freeman, JFK, a couple of guys, a couple of members, and
oh gosh, you can't escape.
Oh no, and happened to be on a par 3 that happened to fit my number. And I said, you know what? With the right number and the right line, what else could go but making it? And lo and behold, it found its way home.
Nice, Bill.
How far was it?
I spaced my hole-in-ones 40 years apart. So,
how many hole-in-ones have you had?
I've had 4, 3 early, and now 1.
Okay. That's great. You don't compare to Richard Hope, who's had 16 hole-in-ones, but it's pretty good.
How far?
But I don't bounce mine off the walls.
How far was it?
You don't want to know. It's only 90 yards.
Well, that brings
90
up,
yards.
So, Bill, what hole was it that you made a hole in one?
Number 17. I finished birdie, eagle, birdie to finish the round. Shot 69.
Damn.
Bill, while you're up there and talking about hole-in-ones, obviously everybody thinks back to Art Wall, the 59 Masters champion, and how he famously had 45 hole-in-ones.
What?
And I think it was up there in that area. And Pocono Manor Golf Course, is that still around up there? And
Wow.
does anybody
Good
talk
question.
about 45 hole-in-ones by Art Wall? But a lot of them were on shorter holes like you made your hole-in-one.
Right. Fortunately, it wasn't at Twin Brooks. I'm not counting the one at Twin Brooks, but
You're not? I do. I would. I got my 13 wood there at Twin Brooks. Get the 13 wood out, cool 90 yards, rolls up in there, and boom, hole in one.
off the rake, and there it goes.
Exactly.
Bill, do you want to make any political speeches or anything like that while we have you on air?
In the library?
I don't think everyone knows. You might want to make an announcement here on our program about your new calling that you have in life.
It's early in the campaign, but I am definitely thinking about running for political office.
Yes.
I'm not sure where to start.
Yeah.
Don't know if I should go with governorship or
Well,
go right
well,
to senator.
Here's the thing, everybody.
What
so,
state?
so for Massachusetts. I've started a rumor at the club, and Bill last year was lost in Canada, so now I've let everyone know that he may not be coming back because he's thinking of possibly running for governor in Massachusetts. He's written himself in as a candidate, and he's going back to his roots from Plymouth because he is a descendant of William Bradford, lieutenant governor of the
Governor Bradford, Governor William
Yeah.
Bradford.
Yes, Governor William
Get it
Bradford.
right. You get it right. This
Governor William
This
Bradford.
is royalty.
And so,
Well, you know, Bill, that's a good
It's
idea.
only
You got to
right.
do it now because you got to do it now before they take all the dead voters off the rolls.
Well, that's good. That's a good point.
all right. So it's very exciting. So we're getting ready for you, and we want to see what you're going to do with your campaign. So
I would tell
Well,
you this. Go ahead.
I'm having to hug a lot of women and kiss a lot of babies.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay.
it's hug the babies,
Yeah,
the babies,
yeah,
not
yeah.
the women.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, whatever you do, Bill, please don't tackle him, Bill.
Whoops.
Don't tackle him.
Yeah, back up a little bit here, pal. I know that's you're the Golden Bachelor. We've identified that. The only reason when you stick around here, you've been here 25 years, is because of you're a lady killer. But you don't want to
Oh
do
my
that
gosh.
when you're running for
How
office,
did
pal.
he ever get this reputation? I don't even understand where this ever came from.
You ever see him around a flock of
surrounds
women?
he surrounds himself with a few ladies here and there. He's good conversation. He's got a decent personality.
No.
That's it.
No. He sneaks in like, I'm Andy Griffith, and I'm the nice guy, and you don't have to worry about me, girls. And then he becomes one of them, and the next thing you know, bam. Am I correct?
The college women's team thinks that I can, know something about golf. I mean, what can I tell you?
Yeah, let's not go there and kind of like mix in the school references.
I can't believe you just brought that up.
Hey, Ashley, I'll tell you
The
what.
female companionship.
How many
Let's
wines
just
have you
stop
had?
right there.
Hey, Ashley, I'm going to tell you something here. I've known Bill for, at least 40 years. If you knew him back then, if you know, you know. Bill is man's threat and lady's pet.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
brother.
Yeah, well, don't bring up the at college
This is crazy. I don't know what's going on.
women's golf.
Yeah.
How many of those red vinos have you had, you goofball?
I'm nursing this one. I'm nursing
One
this.
and a half.
Yeah.
All right, so have you had a chance? Let's talk some serious golf.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to watch any of the Tour Championship today?
Unfortunately not. I drove over here this morning and we were having lunch at the club and haven't had a chance to even see what's going on.
Well, Kip can give you the leaderboard.
I want to bring something up right now. Can I? It's probably
Depends
not
on what
time.
the topic is.
Okay. It's golf related.
Good.
It must be a really bad week to have the surname Clark between Wyndham Clark, Caitlin Clark,
Hey.
Garrett Clark. If you're a sports figure, it's not a good week. Do you have any thoughts on that, Bill?
Wow. That's a very good point. I mean,
Yeah,
Caitlin's
'cause only got me
obviously
going.
Cunningham's in the news. You got a lot of names that are similar in similar sports that need a little clarification along the way.
Well, Wyndham Clark had a great week last week at the BMW, but
Still not a fan.
But
Still not a
he
fan.
has so many haters. It's so crazy. And I mean, I guess even the CBS commentators weren't necessarily kind to him during a few of his shots, and there's some controversy
He made his
surrounding
own
it.
bed.
Well,
He made his
actually,
own
I'm
bed.
surprised you didn't mention the most famous Clark of all, Clark
Okay.
Griswold. I mean, that's the Clark that we were
exactly.
thinking about.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Did something happen with Clark Griswold this week?
I hope not.
No.
I'm looking forward to Christmas. I'm the Clark
I'm like,
Griswold of my family.
I don't know. Dolly Parton passed away. And then,
Oh, God,
I mean, man, I was like, did Chevy Chase go down? What
No,
happened?
hey, no.
Okay.
We got
Okay,
Clark,
you know what we
gotta
need to do here, folks? Here's what we need to do.
Shift gears.
We're gonna get semi-serious on this, and I want to
Okay.
get Bill's opinion on it. Okay, and I know that you can't escape this, Bill, unless you've been in such a bubble up there, which I would be too. I wouldn't even watch TV or know what's going on. What's your take on the good golf situation? On this
That's,
good golf.
that-
Here we go.
There
You
we
should
go.
be speaking out on
Yeah.
this.
Well, let me first say that it's unusual, but this is maybe a first that Mike and I actually agree on Wyndham Clark situation. But
Thank you.
the good things is not good, obviously.
Ignorant bastards.
It's one of those political times. It's one of those situations right now where the media is got a hold of it, and
That's not even political. It's just respect. What the hell?
well, it's where politics are right now. I feel is they don't have respect, and that's it's the Callaway situation, the good. I mean, it's all not good. I mean,
Well, let's clarify for our viewers.
So,
and our
I
listeners.
thought, so Bill, I saw a couple things online, and I thought, well, okay, it's bad taste, to do that, to put that kind of commercial up there. But then all of a sudden, everybody on the internet doesn't forget. You remember the ESPN commercials, Terry Tate, the office linebacker, and he's out there, tackling the secretaries running down the hallway. And then
Yeah,
I'm watching the
decades ago.
Snickers,
Yeah,
and I'm
different time,
watching the
different
Snickers
place.
Super Bowl commercial, and it's a Snickers Super Bowl commercial, and the guy tackles Betty White right in the mud. And so, obviously, I
Betty's
guess
from that
times have
Tough
changed.
Broad era. Hey,
Yeah.
John, let's clarify things first of all for our viewing audience or our listeners. Explain what the good commercial was. We haven't done that yet, so that people understand that may have just tuned in. By the way, if you have, be sure to like us, smash as Tristan and the youngsters tell me, and sign up for On the Tee Florida.
Hey guys, they're like, what?
No, well Ben
Well,
bought them.
I think
Smash.
Well, the way to
Smash the
describe
like
the
button.
good, Mike, the way to answer your question, describe good. Social media and some of the golf stuff out there. I like St. Andre's Golf. It's a lot of fun out there. I met the actors at the PGA show that do that internet thing. So most of the stuff out there is juvenile and campy, and and that's what all the 14-year-old boys like right now. And so the commercial from Good Golf was that there's this Callaway driver and the guy sees the gal have it in her hand, and he wants to run over there and make sure she doesn't get possessed by it, and tackles her. Okay, well, so that's probably, it's a stupid thing that I've seen much worse on SNL, on Saturday Night Live. However, you're still legend, I guess, legacy media. You still have the PGA Tour. You still have these golf companies. They still have to really maintain a certain decorum. That was something that should have been on social media, not associated with the leading brand in golf and with the PGA Tour and this, that, and the other. And, and I'll tell you what, the valuation of their company dropped by hundreds of millions of dollars
Look
overnight.
at the financial impact on one ignorant frickin' move.
And now everybody can't wait to get on the bandwagon to disapprove and be woke and virtue signaling and, disassociating themselves. So it's unfortunate, so the key is that you just can't come back from that. I think good golf will come back from that. But you know what? It's a brave new world out there too. I was really surprised that the PGA Tour wouldn't get involved with the YouTubers like this and the social media, because it's something that is, again, most of their humor and most of their stuff is juvenile. It could be funny, it could be off color, it could be inappropriate.
They want that demographic, John. They want that demographic.
That's the
They do.
demographic, the 14-year-old boys right now, I guess.
I'm looking for
Just-
opportunities in our world, to be quite candid,
Yeah.
to get the younger generation, whether it's Fergs TV, whether it's Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection,
Right.
whether it's going out to these golf courses and we do some interesting things and get some of the high school kids involved. That's the world we live in now. You've got to find that niche, but not by. You think I'm going to tackle Ashley out there on the tee box?
I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, there's a much bigger kind of perspective, I think. I mean, I understand everything feels like it gets like run into the mud almost, but I think Good number one as a company grew so quickly, and the PGA and Callaway, everybody jumped in bed with them so quickly. I mean,
Because they
there's-
saw their numbers, they were impressed.
yeah, but they're really young guys, most of them that
Yeah.
run the company.
They'll
and
come back. They're going to regret this for
Yeah.
quite some time.
They will, but I mean, it's an interesting time. The television industry, the movie industry is dead. There's social media. I think everyone's like so numb sometimes as to like what they put out there and how it's going to be portrayed. Everyone tries to be funny, edgy, sarcastic, but I mean, when I looked at it at first, I was like, "Oh, they're probably completely blowing it out of proportion." But it was a little weird to watch because I didn't really understand the funny part of it. You know what I mean?
He would do anything because he doesn't want anybody touching that Callaway. It doesn't matter if it could have been his grandma. It could have been that hot woman. It didn't matter. He didn't want anybody touching his prized Callaway.
They should have had the gal tackle the guy, and
exactly.
you wouldn't even heard about it.
That's kind of the funny thing because
that's a good call, John. She tackled him and took it.
But females are probably like the biggest. You wanted the young people, but you want the ladies right now. I mean, like, most of the golf brands and golf clubs and everything are going after women and are making clubs exclusively for women, and it's probably one of the fastest growing demographics. So
you go in the PGA Tour Superstore, and it's amazing.
Everything's geared towards women right now. So yeah, it was just like a huge miss, you know. So
yeah, they could have made this commercial up. They have a trans gal tackling a guy who's identifying as a woman using a men's driver versus a ladies driver.
No.
Let's just
we're not going there.
Leave that one alone.
We're not going there. And by the way, Caitlin Clark is doing everything right on her end, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
She's kicking ass and taking names, and she tries as much as they throw it at her. She just backs off and doesn't want to get involved in the conversation.
The media is not being kind to the
Hey, you know what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in the mic'd up St. Augustine studio here, I got it on the big screen, and it takes it's like a delay. It's probably what I'm watching. Our broadcast is about 6 or 8, 10 seconds behind. I got a face plant out of Bill Butner on that last comment. It was like,
yes,
his hands over his face, the whole deal, man. Yeah.
Yes, you
Who
did.
knows?
Yes, you did. Yeah, well, I should have face planted when he brought up coaching and dealing with the young ladies. Let's move on. Okay, where are you headed next, there, Mr. Butner?
Well, after the Poconos, we go down to McLean, Virginia, D.C., and spend a couple of days there playing golf, and head maybe over to Williamsburg, Virginia for a couple of days, and then stay with Pat starting September 4th for the Pine Needles Golf Camp, the Lady Golf Aries, starting on the 11th. No, finishing on the 11th, starting on the 6th. So,
well, you need to get back here for Wine and Nine, right?
Nine and Wine. We're going back out there, Bill. September 22nd. That's the date. Are you ready?
Okay, I was gonna say I've heard from many of the ladies, and they're.
Oh, have you? Oh, have you?
Of course he has. Are you kidding me? Of course he has. Hey, I got a question also. At 7:20, we're going to talk to Scotty Pearman. Thanks to you. How'd you meet Scotty, and give us a little background on him?
Well, he was nice enough to do the demonstration for the camp in North Carolina, and all the kids there loved it because he hits it forever, and just happened to run into him in the parking lot. Said, "Hey, you want to do a radio show? I do this, that, and the other." He said, "Oh, I'd love to." So I met him for maybe 10 minutes. Great guy. I wish I was going to be seeing with him, but I've got to go there. They're waiting for me on this evening's entertainment tonight.
Really?
Wine drinking excursion.
Well, that's part of it, but it's it starts at 7, so I'll be leaving shortly for the entertainment side of this.
Well, he's a very Christian young man, based on what I.
Bill. Mr.
Yeah,
Butner?
Bill.
Oh, okay.
Scotty, Scotty Pearman.
Okay.
And gives back to the community in a big way. So I'm looking forward to getting him on, and I appreciate your meeting him in the parking lot, and that's pretty much the type of guest that I run into from time to time. Just a quick conversation, but he number one in the world. He's just bombing it out there. So I'm looking forward to that conversation as well. Thanks to you, Mr. Butner.
Yeah, great guy.
All right, buddy. We don't want you to miss the first toast of the evening. So.
Yeah, send our best to all of our members up there. There's a
Yeah,
couple.
we have Trent Talbot showing up here at 7:30. We got Mark
Yep.
Kafinowitz here at 7. So we have a few members that I need to entertain.
You should have a good time.
You
I
know
would
what,
say.
Bill Butner? You wouldn't believe the PTSD I've been dealing with since I got here about an hour and a half ago. And you were right there in the forefront. When I put this when I put this class action suit against St. Pete Country Club,
Louise.
you're
If
going
you
to be
look-
right there at the top.
If you just turn over your left shoulder there are no pyramids. There are no pyramids,
pyramids
on the
are
range.
gone.
Yeah, because I complained and they thought, oh my God, they still make people do that.
He has like a little kind of
2026. This is unbelievable. How could anybody work under those conditions? And now it's a glamorous place. It's got beautiful facilities.
And the Eckerd College kids really appreciated all your efforts too.
Yes, they did.
Oh God.
No, there was a few kind people, but you were always a great guy with his big. I thought, who's this cat with his big old ass hat? And I didn't know that you were the coach at Eckerd. You know, I just thought he was like, give a few lessons here, hustle the women, and he had his beach hat on, and it was. When did I meet you again? Oh, then you came down for Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, brought the Eckerd team down. So, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the conversations when you're sitting right here along this panel. Look at that.
I'll be
Yeah, I know.
there before you know it.
That's a
Kicking
fourth,
it back.
That's a fourth sip that he's had in 12 minutes. I've been monitoring it.
He's getting ready for the new bottle to be opened, I think.
And his head's getting redder. Have you noticed his head has gotten redder by the consumption of red wine?
He believes that he is 100% English, but I'm saying he's got some Irish or Scottish roots. You know, the way that face gets all red when he drinks, don't you think?
Look at it. That's in 20 minutes of conversation. Your face is beet red, buddy. Don't be getting behind the wheel because they don't have to do a breath test. They just look at your head.
Hey, I think I saw Jeff Leonard possibly coming to we're going to talk to Jeff Leonard.
Hey, there you
Butner.
go. I like
Jeff
it.
Leonard, one of our PGA class professionals here at St. Petersburg Country Club, is going to join us in the studio here in a moment.
All right, buddy. Go have a great time. Thank you very much for taking time to join us. I love the clip that just came out of you conversation with Fred Forsley and the gang, and talking about your past, and you wanted to go to the University of North Carolina for basketball, and you realized you were competing against NBA level talent. That was a great clip. And then you got into the golf world, and bravo for you, man.
You got it. I appreciate it. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Bill Butner, live from the library. That's the last
live.
time.
Yeah, what's Bill?
That's
Do a shout out real quickly to the name of the club where you are.
What's that?
The name of the club where you are, where you're sitting in the library.
I'm in the library. You can see all the pictures of the historical.
Of what club?
Skytop Lodge. It's the lodge.
Skytop.
Look
Club
at that
here.
glass.
Skytop Lodge.
That glass is filled up again already. Did you notice that?
John saw the clubhouse. It's mind-boggling and wonderful.
It is. It's. When you look at it, you feel like you're in an ancient, not an ancient, but a historic castle.
It is
In
It's a
Europe
historic
somewhere.
castle. And that's what all
Yeah.
the
Very
pictures are back
Yeah.
here. They're all the little airplanes that used to fly in here, and all the presidents and
There
all the
he is.
different families used to come in.
All right, Bill Butner, say hi to Jeff Leonard. He's coming in, and he's going to add
Where's
some.
Jeff?
He's going to add
Where's-
some sanity and wisdom to this conversation. Move you
Oh,
into
There you go.
move you into the wine tasting cellar.
Was that Jeff that just passed by with those bottles of wine?
No, he isn't that comfortable with us yet. And you only need one. You only need one wine consumer on a staff, and
Wow.
you take care
There
of
he is.
Where is
All right.
Jeffrey? I want to see Jeffrey. Where is Jeffrey?
I think you might have a delay.
All right, I'll catch up with him later.
that. No,
he's here.
He just sat down. You
Oh, he's
goofball.
here?
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute.
I know you're a little anxious, but
Hey, Billy B.
Hello there, Jeffrey. There he is. How are you?
Where are you?
On his fifth bottle of wine. That's where he's at.
I happen to be at the Skytop Lodge in the Poconos and playing in the Towers to Tunnels event on Saturday with Dave Mann, Martin
Spit it out.
Fenowitz, and Trent Talbot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, my
Looking
man.
forward to it.
Go. You kiss babies and you shake hands.
With the
Remember that.
ladies, yeah,
With the
that's it.
ladies, okay?
Edmonton.
How are you going to win any governorship like that?
I'm gonna go hug the women. Yeah. All right. We'll see you later, creeper.
Bye, Bill.
He's our favorite. He's Bill Butner. Of course, been down here 20 plus years. Played collegiate golf at North Carolina, and he's of course Chapel Hill Bill ever since then. I've never seen anybody have that much passion for his alma mater, and it does a superb job, and we love him and appreciate his travels throughout this summer from places all over the country. It's been pretty interesting, from Wisconsin to the Poconos now. Last year he was in Canada. I want to be him when I grow up. I'm running out of time though. John Rager, pretty cool club. I was looking at it too online.
Oh, it's fantastic. I got the microphone in my hand because I'm going to do our on the tee introduction for our next guest.
Let's do that, brother.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7:04 p.m. pairing. The man who has raised the bar beyond the next level for thousands of junior golfers in the Tampa Bay area. Someone who has great swing tempo and a singing voice to match. Let's welcome Jeff Leonard.
Mr. Rager. Long time no see, Mr. Rager.
Did you know that John Rieger was on the show?
I had no idea. Great to see you, John.
John's the cornerstone. He's up there in St. Augustine Beach, and he's the one that keeps me. He tries to keep me focused. But thank you very much for taking time to join us, my friend.
Yeah, sounds like it's a challenge keeping you focused. But
Yes, it certainly is.
Mr. Rager and I go way back to the 80s, down to Bloomingdale and Tampa golf. So yeah, great to see John.
Hey, we may go back further than that. I don't know. I don't know if this was the years or not. But did you ever play for Chuck Winship?
Right. So I played for Chuck at the University of Tampa. That was like mid 80s, 1986, 7, and 8.
Okay, so you were in mid 80s. So here's how
Yeah.
this came about. Fresh out of college, Hillsborough Community College needed a coach, and so did University of Tampa. And so Chuck and I were working. I was an assistant pro at the Hall of Shame, which used to be the Hall of Fame, and it's the International Mall now. And so so we flipped a coin. So Chuck got the University of Tampa team. I got HCC. Of
Did
course,
you win?
because of your efforts, you guys won 3 major, national championships. And but I remember that, and I remember the great teams that University of Tampa had, and you playing on them. Why don't you tell our listeners out there and our viewers a little bit about that, because you were part of some special teams at that time.
Yeah, that really worked out great. Chuck was, I showed up there, I think it was in 1984. And it was really just a group of guys that showed up from different parts of the country, some of them not even recruited. But we ended up having a great success there. We won the NCAA national championship in 1987 and 1988 Division II. And I won the individual both those years.
Wow,
So,
impressive.
yeah, so it was some great times. A really good group
You're
of guys.
in the Hall of Fame, correct?
The University of Tampa Hall
Better
of
be.
Fame. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
A couple natties.
Yeah, no, so that was great times. And Chuck was a great friend and continued to be. So, yeah, those were really good memories.
In that time frame, Rocco Mediate at Florida Southern and Lee Jansen, those had to be some epic matches.
Yeah, so that was kind of our rival, the Florida Southern teams with Marco, Rocco, Lee Jansen. They won the year
Wow.
before we did, so they were kind of gone by the time we did our stuff. But yeah, good teams.
So it doesn't matter, as I tell kids, all sports all the time, it doesn't matter for NAIA, D2, D3, you're going to get discovered in the game of golf. It's just a matter of the score and performing at the right time. The heritage of the institution doesn't matter at that point.
Gosh, especially in golf, you've got the opportunity as a kind of an individual game, playing as a team. It doesn't take a bunch of guys to put a good golf team together. So yeah, I think that's very true. certainly the Division I programs now have all the great facilities and all, but
So when Billy Butner's coaching the Eckert Tritons, and we know I cover a lot of the sports for Eckert. Well, we know the tension between, let's say, University of Tampa Spartans against Eckerd College Tritons. You rub it in his face a little bit, do you?
oh, every opportunity. Yeah, that's,
I'm sure you
that
do.
was one of the joys of the job here.
That's why you took the job. If I can get at Butner every day, that's why I have him on my show. We can give Big Red a bad time. But
So Jeff, you grew up in Tampa.
I grew up in Indianapolis.
Oh, did you grow up in
I
Indianapolis?
just came down here for college. My brother had come a couple years ahead, so that's how I knew
he's a
about it.
Caitlin Clark fan, I'm sure.
Gotta be. Yeah, she's a good Fever now, good Indianapolis Fever.
My man.
So I grew up on IU basketball and Notre Dame football, but then was
God, I love this guy.
looking to be warm and ended up down here playing golf in Tampa.
I'm from Iowa originally, but I'm Catholic. I'm a diehard
It's
Notre
funny
Dame
we
fan.
have a huge Indiana connection at the club. There's so many people.
I forgot
from,
about Terry.
Well, Terry Decker, head pro
Always
for 26
rubbing
years.
that in my face when I worked here.
Is that 100% an IU guy? And then we had like Luke
God.
Pano that also was an Indiana guy. So
Oh, I forgot.
we had a past superintendents also from Indiana. So there's a thread. There's a connection here.
I forgot. Indiana winning that national championship, Jeff. That Terry had to been. Well, he was on our show. He was insufferable. I mean, and he's going to be worse.
We didn't
from
even
now on.
know that Indiana played football. growing up.
Exactly. Back in the day,
Now
That's
we're a
true.
football
That's true.
school.
I know
and,
it's very weird.
Everybody's IU fan now.
Yeah, exactly. So you graduated from the University of Tampa, and then I know that you at some point made a segue into professional golf. Do you want to tell us a little bit how that came about?
Sure, yeah. After some success in college, it just kind of seemed like a natural thing to give it a try. So I played for about 10 years, every mini tour you've ever heard of. Played what's now the Corn Ferry.
Were you a Hooters tour guy?
It didn't exist yet.
It didn't.
So I
Okay.
was pre-Hooters, but then played a couple years on what's now the Corn Ferry. It was the Ben Hogan Tour and
Yep.
and the Nike Tour at the time. And then played on the PGA Tour in 1995 for a season. Played in Asia the following year. So I had some great.
How was the Asia tour? I'm from Iowa, and Zach Johnson. I had him on my show often. He went to Drake University, and he was on the Asia tour, and he used to share some interesting stories.
Yeah, it was one of those things you'd love to do another time because every week it was a different currency and country and food, and so
Hey, the food. He's a plain Jane Iowa guy.
yeah, it's not a lot of plain Jane in Indonesia.
He said every hotel he went to, after a bad experience with eating something and found out what it was, he had BLTs every time. Zach Johnson, when he was on the Asian tour.
I couldn't even find a BLT. But they told you to drink the local beer. It tended to kill whatever was in the food. So I stuck with that theory there. Yeah, but it was amazing. We would have loved to have done another year. My wife went over and caddied for 3 months, and so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
He
had
must have got married at a young age.
Yes, absolutely. So, but it was a great time to get to do that together and see.
Hey,
stuff
Jeff. Jeff, we're the eye in the sky here on the T Florida. So I've got an obscure statistic here, but in 1995 at the BC Open, you shot a 66.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my best event. I think I finished 7th in that event.
Yeah.
That was my best finish out there. But yeah, I don't remember the scores exactly, but I know I enjoyed the week.
Yeah. Well, Pat Lindsay, I don't know if you remember Pat or not.
Yeah.
But Pat played at USF, and he was played on the tour for a number of years. And he was one of our partners at the Bloomingdale Golfers Club. He's one of the owners. And so I remember Pat won the BC Open in 1983, I think it was.
Okay.
And so what happened was like 20 years later, they kept inviting the BC Open champs back. Now, Pat is long off the tour. He's gained about 50 pounds. He's on the range, as a past champion. He has no business being there, but past champion, why not go play, right? He got into real estate development in Ohio. And he gets up there, and there's David Frost standing next to him, hitting golf balls on the range. And Pat's first shot on the range, he shanks it right into David Frost's rear head. And David Frost looks over at him, and he goes, What the hell are you doing out here? But anyway, so when I see the BC Open,
tin cup moment.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So Jeff, what are you doing now? What are you doing these days?
Yeah, I'm here at St. Pete Country Club. Been here about a year now, working in the shop.
Oh, really? You're at St.
teaching
Pete Country Club?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
We
thought you
just
flew
grabbed
in
him off the
from.
street?
Gosh, I thought you flew in from out of state just to be on the show. You're right here.
I would have.
Ashley has that kind of pull when she's trying to
That's
get
right.
when she's trying to get somebody. Hey, I got to thank some sponsors real quick.
Sure.
Ice Pick Vodka, of course. Sea Dogs Brewery, Shipyard Sports, of course, is our new moniker for all of our productions. Ferg's TV, as well as the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection live from Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill. Get yourself a Tampa Bay if you come down to Ferg's during the football season, and grab a Shipyard Export. We will be getting, I guarantee you, Bert Farello will be here. Since we're going to be making this a stop, you'll have Ice Pick here at the club in the future.
Okay, let's see what happens.
And some Shipyard Export, and we're going to take this on the Traveling Road Show. We'll be at Bardmore with, of course, Bobby Daly, and then we'll also jump down and see Kenny Betts and hit a couple other privates. But right now, this is our maiden voyage, and like I said, it's Old Home Week. Jeff, I was an integral part of this course back
We're
in
not going to talk about this.
2000.
We need to leave this alone.
In 2000,
we need to leave it alone.
In 2019, 2020, I wanted him to know my golf pedigree, and I was a cart jockey.
That's what he calls himself.
Cart jockey, and during COVID, and that was an enjoyable time. I'll sit and talk. I'll buy you a couple coldies, and I'll share some of my
He's very excited.
my great experience. You can imagine during COVID. Where were you teaching at during COVID?
I had just gone over to Cheval in Tampa.
It was brutal, wasn't it?
Yes, I started at Cheval in February of 2020, so it was
Look at
quite
John.
a time to
right
be
in
there.
the
Look at
heart of it all.
John Rager. Look at John Rager. He's got a basket of balls making fun of me because we used to have to do the pyramid here. Hey, let's switch gears real quick on something that's important that Ashley brought to my attention. First tee, your impact on first tee. I'm a big believer right now. My grandson's 8 years old, and he's in the Wichita, Kansas first tee, and we've promoted first tee in this area at Twin Rivers, and then Chichi Rodriguez. I was at the US Amateur Open, and they had the headquarters came to Cherry Hills, and I'm just so impressed. Everywhere I go, when I run into a first tee, and I went to Wichita this year on 2 occasions to see my grandson, and just the smile on these kids and the impact that first tee makes.
Yeah, no, I was when I quit playing, I was kind of trying to figure out the next thing, and so I got involved with the YMCA in Tampa. And in Tampa, the First Tee program is under the YMCA umbrella. So through that involvement, I ended up kind of being the program director of the First Tee in Tampa for about 15 years.
Wow.
And it was very early in the First Tee's development, and so it was just a really neat program that kind of youth development through the game of golf was the motto, and using golf as a tool to get to know young people, and life skills involved with decision making and just all the good things that come with the game of golf. So yeah, it was a really cool time because it was a new program, and so just how the game was being taught and how the kids learn and
The life lessons, you guys.
yeah, so we've got the 9 core values of the First Tee, and just it continues 20 years later to just be.
Well, now corporate America has gotten behind it, and as you said, it's an incredible machine, and I applaud you for being, a pioneer in this area.
Yeah, and the First Tee program in Tampa has just become a real model.
You know James Poulter, then?
Oh, absolutely. He's with the Chi-Chi program up there. I've
Yeah.
known him a long time, and Rick over here at St. Pete. But
We've had Rick on, and he's brought some kids down to Ferg's. That's where we are on occasion. We'll have to bring you down to Ferg's sometime.
Absolutely.
You and Bill Butner, and have John Rager down and have some fun.
yeah, but once in Tampa, once like Gary Koch and some of his guys got involved, it just totally changed the ability to bring in dollars and
It's amazing, isn't it?
yeah, bring in great opportunities for kids.
How did you? I know that you have a long-time relationship, I believe, with Gary Koch. But how did you become friends?
Well, we played, so we kind of run in those circles as playing. We kind of knew each other then, but it was really through the First Tee. We were trying to raise the level of our program in Tampa, and he's a real passion for kids and scholarships. So he created a couple of Gary Koch Foundation college scholarships for kids in the program, and then he started talking to his golfing buddies, and all of a sudden we were raising a bunch of money and impacting a bunch of kids.
When you see a youth or a high school, maybe even a little older child, Jeff, that has the skills, what's your favorite lessons to teach them to bring them to the next level so that they could maybe get a scholarship to college and maybe even take
make
it to
their
the
high
next-
school team.
That's right.
Yeah, I think one of the great lessons I think the First Tee helped me taught me about dealing with kids is that it goes beyond the golf skills. Because at that level, a kid who's thinking about playing seriously needs to be a course manager and a good decision maker and think through possibilities. So really, that was the lesson of the first tee for me with the better players. The first tee is great at getting the masses involved, and introducing golf to a lot of kids. But that kid that's trying to think about playing seriously, you have the opportunity to talk about how decision making on the golf course affects decision making off the golf course, and how those two things relate to each other. So I think it really became about self-management and decision making.
Hey, we're going to move on here, but I want to get you on more often. I guess I'll ask you this question, since you're out here all the time banging the balls. Bill Butner introduced us to this our next guest, Scotty Pearman, and he's a long drive contest. How far are you putting the ball out there these days?
Ooh, at my age there, if it flies 260, I'm very happy.
Well, Scotty's got you by about 200 right
By
now.
about 150.
I have to say though, Jeff is still playing competitively, and he was just played you were saying
The Florida Senior Open was my most.
Bravo,
recent
my
event.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm addicted. I'll never stop.
I see how healthy. I must drink a case of those a week. That Premier Protein.
With a little vodka in there, or just straight?
No, and back in the day, there'd be a little ice pick vodka. Today, now it's just straight protein shakes, the same one. And obviously, you're lean and mean and still competitive. And you've been hiding them from us. We should have had him on before.
I actually mentioned this a few months ago.
Well, I have the attention span of a gnat.
I know you just have to listen to me sometimes.
Yes. I'm not one of those male chauvinist pigs. I'm not going to tackle you if you grab my putter or my 13 wood.
We have talented people like Jeff here at St. Petersburg Country Club. We're proud of our staff.
Well, we'll have to get Terry.
PGA Class A teaching professional.
We'll have to invite Terry, and we'll have a Indiana football bashing party.
We should just do an Indiana night.
There you go. I'm the only Hawkeye in the area. Kip's from Illinois. Can't get anybody from Iowa.
Big Ten country.
We got the 3I here.
Yes, we do.
Indiana, Illinois, and
There you
Iowa.
go. Yeah, Big Ten country. The fiber of America. Sorry, Memphis.
No, FedEx ain't you not.
Yeah, that's that.
Exactly.
Well, my friend, I appreciate you taking time to join us. You're more than welcome to sit there. We're just going to have a nice conversation about this gentleman. I think, didn't Bill say he met him in the parking lot?
Yeah, so when I guess Bill, when he was teaching the golf RE up at Pine Needles, had an opportunity. I think Scotty, it's Scotty, correct?
Scotty Pearman.
Scott, yes, there he is. Scotty's daughter, I believe, was was a part of the camps, correct, Scotty? That's how you
First
met
of all,
Bill
let's
Butner.
let John Rager give him the
Oh, yeah, we gotta do your introduction.
proper on the tee Florida introduction, John Rager.
All right, we're ready to go here. Welcome, Scotty. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We need a microphone for this, because not often, here we go, do we have such an esteemed guest like this. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the 721 pairing. The man with jaw-dropping power with impactful skills, but thankfully not to your dentures. The color purple is not just a movie, it's a mission. Currently the #1 ranked long driver in the world. Let's welcome Scotty Pearman.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. And we just got off the phone talking to Bill Butner, and he's up in the Poconos. And I thought maybe it's going to be some cool story of how you two met, and maybe he had some history with you. So I had a conversation in the parking lot with the cat, and there you have it. And that's in the on the tee Florida style. We run into people and realize, how many interesting people are out there. But we'll talk about how you got into this. But when I looked at your character, and from a serious perspective, we like to have fun, but from a serious perspective, the impact and your focus on Christ-driven and giving back to the community, I applaud you for that, my man.
Well, thank you. First of all, thanks for having me on, taking the time. Yes, it's been a fun journey. I get to use my talents that God gifted me with to be able to help people. People know me as the long driver, but that's not where my identity is when the golf industry is first with Christ. And if it wasn't for him I wouldn't be here today talking with you guys, and I definitely wouldn't be able to have the platform that I have or the ability that I have either.
Hey, bravo, by the way. Before we continue, the most important question is, how'd your daughter play today?
Man, she's gonna hate me for saying this, but it was it was a struggle for her today. She just did not have her A game, and nothing seemed to go right. And as a parent, if you've had kids playing, it's the most
It
helpless
just
feeling. in the
tears you
world.
up, doesn't it?
It is.
You know,
It's hard.
I don't care what.
Scotty, I've had a lot of that experience with thousands of junior golfers, and I don't need to tell you this because you already know, is that the thing you do with kids after whether they play good or bad or indifferent, always tell them you love them and proud of them on the way home in the car. And you also tell them this, to be a good golfer, you have to have a bad memory. All right. And you just move on to the next round.
So is she playing high school?
Yes, this is her senior year. This is her second match. I think this is her first 18-hole match this season. Her team came, I think, tied for second. It was an invitational tournament. They were the only public school there. There was 5 other private schools.
And this is in North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir. It was near Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We live in
Gotcha.
Greensboro.
Gotcha. So let's talk about how you got involved in the long drive contest. Were you a high school golfer, college golfer, or you just one of those guys that played baseball and turned on the golf channel one day? Because I got 2 buddies back in Iowa that did that. They could just jack the baseball. They played at the collegiate level, and they thought, hell, if you can win some money on that long drive tour, and they got involved in it, and they made some great jack, and that was their start. Let's talk about your start.
I am very much a guy who was right place, right time. I'm a little bit of all of that you just mentioned. Baseball was my first love. I was fairly good at it growing up, but I was nothing great. I was a very late bloomer on the growth chart. I was always the runt. I think I got bypassed a little bit in just physical ability and got burnt out on playing and switched over to golf once I got to high school. And I got into golf about the first time I watched Tiger Woods at the Masters in '97. That dates myself. Yeah, no, that makes me seem a lot
No, you're
older
a
to
young
this
man,
younger
trust me.
generation. But I thought it was the coolest thing. What he brought to the game, it was different, and it made golf cool to me. And I know he was polarizing at the time. People liked him, some people didn't. But to me, it was something different. The aura, as the kids say nowadays, was just different. And I really enjoyed that. And, at the time, he was a long hitter, and that's how I learned to play golf. I learned backwards from the tee to the green. And obviously, I'm in long drive because of that now and not playing really serious golf. But that's how I got into golf. I got into long drive in 2000, about the end of 2018. A friend of ours from church, actually, believe it or not, called me up one night and said, "I need a favor from you." And I'm like, "Oh goodness, what could you need?" And he, believe it or not, asked me to play in an adult league baseball game here in town, a 35 and older league. They just needed one guy to be able to show up to play. They had 8 people. Did not have a ninth. I did a friend a solid. I showed up. Well, during the game, I happened to know a couple of the guys on the team, and we're sitting in the dugout in between innings, and they knew I played golf, but, nothing serious. I was just a weekend warrior. And they're like, "Hey, you play golf, but do you ever watch Long Drive on TV?" And I said, "Yeah, I watch it when it's on. Everybody does. When you turn it by there and see it, you stop." "Yeah, I watch it." And they said, "Well, that guy down there," and they pointed to this guy down at the other side of the bench who I'd never seen, heard of, or anything. They said, "Well, that guy right there just won, like, the senior world championship." And I'm like, "Really? He lives here?" And I just thought that was the coolest thing. And so I made him a mission the rest of the game. I was like, any chance I get to talk to this guy, I'm going to talk to him and probably pester him to death about just questions. And by the end of the game, I gave him my phone number. I said, "Here you go, man. Call me the next time you go to the range." I want to go. I don't care where it is. You just tell
Were
me.
you golfing at that time? Were you golfing?
Maybe
Regular?
once a month.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
Maybe
crazy.
one.
It's a big shift.
All
Yeah,
right,
very much so.
Scotty, you take it so far beyond parallel. It makes John Daly look like he doesn't take it back at all. When did you start taking it back as far as you take it?
That's how far he takes it back.
Oh, it's unbelievable how far.
It's probably
the
almost a
club-
360.
Holy
looks at the
moly!
ground.
So tell us a little
I'm
bit
pretty
about
agile
that.
to be this big. You know, I can move a little. I've got some mobility.
How
some
what
athleticism.
is your your stats? If I mean, since you're a long drive guy, I mean, how tall are you?
So
That's kind of personal, isn't it?
I didn't
No,
go with
it's
the
okay.
weight. I started with height. Thank you, Mike.
I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm about 6'3", and the last time I was on a scale, I was 226 pounds. But I usually am
Oh
around
hell, you're
230,
a
so I'm down
specimen.
a
What are
few
you talking
pounds.
about?
So, with being a long drive champion, then, do you feel that height does give you an advantage compared to other golfers? I would think that it does, but
Yeah, definitely. You know, we use a little bit longer clubs. So my drivers are 48 inches long, the longest legal limit. So they're about 2.5
Wow.
to 3 inches longer than a normal driver. With that being said, you know, when you're having a driver that long, you're standing further away, and that changes the lie angle on that club if you're shorter. So if that club is more parallel to the ground, then that toe's sticking in the air, and it's harder to hit a straight ball. So being taller geometrically does help hit a golf ball further when it comes to clubs, because you can bend lie angles and lofts and stuff on irons and wedges. Unless you're on a tour van, you're not bending lie angles and stuff on drivers. So you need to be a little bit taller than average.
it's interesting because as an average golfer, very average golfer, we're all always told from instructors to slow down. You know, like when you're driving the ball, because sometimes we all
It's club head speed now.
Well, we all try. We all try a little too hard. Sometimes I know Bill says it all the time. He's like, slow down. So what's I don't know. You might have a completely different take than maybe an instructor here at the club. So, what are your thoughts on that as far as
do you
the
I'm
average
sorry.
advice that we're all given?
And do you have a coach?
Yes, on the coach part, yes, I have a coach. I've been with this coach since 2020. His name is Bobby Peterson. He's out of Newton Grove, North Carolina. He runs the One Stop Power Shop. He's been in long drive for over 30 years. He's the
Wow.
best coach that you've ever. Just even if people want to gain distance, not just long drive, he is a great distance coach. He's a great coach in general. Me and him have a really good relationship, and I think of him more of a psychiatrist. He's trying to figure us all out, dealing with a bunch of alpha males who have been told they're the best at everything they've ever been done their whole life, and it's like Jimmy Johnson said to the Cowboys in the 90s, I coach everybody the same, different. And that's how he does. And there's no cookie cutter. It's like, come to me, I'm going to teach you how to do it my way. He teaches you how to do it the best for what you got. But as far as the slow down part, I think that term is used generically a lot. When you say slow down, that can mean two or three different things. Like there's sometimes where he tells me to slow down, and what he means by that is not necessarily the speed of which I'm moving, but more or less when he tells me to slow down, I know to set it more at the top and let the shaft set at the top and slow down instead of trying to be herky-jerky and bring it down. So I think it depends on when somebody tells you to slow down, what they really mean by it. My coach has told me time and time again, I will never tell you to slow down. I need you to go fast and think fast. And that, that's the name of the sport. It's long drive, it's speed.
But do you think that? And you mentioned that you play golf some, but you hadn't played a whole lot.
Once a month.
Yeah, when you got into this. So do you think it helped you to be molded more into this guy, like the not having kind of
Not having
had
the
that,
John Ragers behind you.
well, that formal instruction from a
they
young
gave
age.
formal instruction?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to blow your mind. I never took a golf lesson until I got into long drive.
See, I
I
mean,
learned how to
that's
play golf on
so
my
crazy.
That doesn't make John Rager happy. That's
Yeah.
how he makes his living.
Hey, Scotty, I got a question for you.
own. Yes, sir.
Okay. When you do these podcasts and you do some interviews and things like that, it's all about the background. So, for example, you look at Mike over there; he's got a surfboard in the back. Ashley's got a St. Pete Country Club surfboard in the back. So it's all about the background. And I'm sitting in the bag room. I got to re-grip 10 sets of clubs tonight before I go to bed. So, but your backdrop has got a golf simulator in it, and two things
Is that
I
a
want to
golf simulator?
and so there's
Yeah.
two things. Yeah, there's two things I want to know. Okay, the first thing is frivolous. Have you
many
ever
holes
put a
have you put
hole
in
in it, hitting a shot into it? And secondly, what's that all about? What's that golf simulator about?
Oh man, I have not put a hole through it. This is a brand new setup. I just moved into my house 2 months ago, and the one stipulation when I told my wife that if we ever move, I said I just need somewhere to practice inside. I have a place outside at my old house where I could hit into a net. I said I need somewhere I can practice year round if I'm going to do this seriously.
You are the envy of every man in North America right now. Talk about a man cave right there. You
Oh,
got
my
it
gosh.
made.
Yes, sir. I'm very happy. I just got my setup up and going last week. We're finally getting settled in the move. You can see all my bags and stuff sitting there. I got plenty of stuff.
Looks
that's
very
look at that
laying
organized.
chest
If
right
this is
there.
a new setup.
Yeah, look at the tools. Look at that tool chest in there. Oh
Yes,
my
sir. I
God.
got my setup. I got my re-gripping stuff.
Yeah, look,
This is my laptop.
Holy smokes.
Coach Bobby,
got it going
man,
on.
he's got an envious spot down there, and I try to mimic as much as I can from him. And I'm like the coolest guy in my neighborhood all of a sudden. I'm the cool dad.
yeah, you are.
Indeed. So
Nobody-
you're-
Yeah, so people
nobody
show
talked
up
to
to
you
your house,
before.
Scotty. So grown men show up to your house, knock on the door. Hey, can I come play with Scotty today? Your wife's like, what the heck's going on here?
Exactly.
Scotty,
They probably
you're at
think I'm
480.
crazy.
You're at 480 plus right now. What is
What
the
the
limit?
hell?
What is the limit that you can get to? I mean, 500 is obviously in your sights. Where can you go from there?
480.
Whew. Distance for me is relative to location, and that's I do a lot of charity outings, corporate events, and things like that. And talking with players, the one thing they always ask, well, how far do you hit it? To me that's a weird question. I know that sounds weird but I travel around. Last year I won the tournament in Memphis, Tennessee, and my winning
Her home.
drive
Yeah,
was,
that's yay.
Hey, how
where
about
where
that?
what
I
where?
heard-
Yeah, where
we
was
were-
that?
We were just like northwest of Memphis in a town called Arlington.
Yes.
Just
Yep.
a small
Yep.
town. There's not much there.
No.
It's just about 30 minutes from Memphis, right up the highway.
Okay.
And there's a turf farm there that was letting us hold events. And we've been there for the last 3 or 4 years. This is the first year I haven't gone to Memphis, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of close to it. It's funny, Arlington, I think when you're in that direction, you're not too far from where Colonial Country Club used to be, where they used to originally have the FedEx St. Jude tournament years
Danny
ago.
Thomas. Danny Thomas.
Yeah, yep, exactly. When it was the Danny Thomas and then Stonebridge Country Club, I don't think it's even there anymore. But yeah, you're a little bit closer to that direction. But very cool.
Yes, ma'am. I got to go last year to the St. Jude. Our tournament was the week before, so they were setting everything up. I got to go to the St. Jude fundraiser. That was a cool
That's great.
experience to be able to see all that. And then I
It
took
is.
away the victory. And Memphis is not
Bravo.
known, like it's not a place like where you're going to put up staggering numbers for distance. It's really
Memphis
hot.
is a
It's the
great
hottest
place.
place on earth.
It is
It's
hot.
so
Thank
hot.
you. I suffered there many summers. So
And it's
yes.
so humid, so I feel sorry. I
Yeah.
thought it was bad in North Carolina, but it's so hot
Nope.
there.
Well, you're right on that Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah. The winning drive was 357. That's to an average golfer. That's like, oh well, I've hit a drive 350 before, but then, that was a bomb. Like I hit it as good as I could, and it was only 357. 2 weeks later, we're in Denver, and I think I got eliminated with like a 460-yard drive.
Well, yeah,
So-
I wonder why. I lived in Denver for 10 years. Just a little,
It's a big
little
difference.
lighter air there.
Big time. And for a guy like me, that's a high. It is
That-
tailor made for me.
Tee it high and let it fly. Is that your game?
That is 100% true. I'll make you blush showing how high I tee a ball up.
Really? Is that the key?
Yes.
Do I need to tee my ball a little bit higher?
I
I
think
need to know. You
90%
got to
of
give me
golfers tee it
something.
too low.
Really?
I think you do. I mean, if you're going to miss, you don't want to miss when you hit a driver, but if you're going to miss, you want to miss higher. Not pot fly it, but high toe. If you're going to miss, it takes the spin off, it straightens the ball out, and it goes further. You don't even have to hit it as solid, and you still gain distance. So, hitting that bottom third of the club's bad.
It's making me wonder. So your daughter plays golf. So did you help her with her game? Did she have formal instruction?
He doesn't know how to putt or pitch. He's just a driving guy.
I would
He
really
needs John
like to.
Rager. He needs Bill Butner.
I want to find out, how is your daughter a long driver as well? Not the same thing, but have you been able to help her kind of like move things forward a little bit in that department?
Yeah, I've helped as much as any dad can. First and foremost,
Exactly. They don't listen to
dads,
us.
We don't know
They
anything.
don't listen. No.
We're the dumbest people on earth when we've never
Yep.
played golf. Those are not my words, by the way. But
I understand.
I
All too well.
originally started her out. She wanted to do what Dad did and wanted to play golf. Got interested in 6th grade. Made the middle school team, even though she didn't even have a set of clubs. She borrowed 3 or 4 clubs and made her middle school co-ed team and was hooked from there. Got off the cheerleading mat, fully committed
Good for
to.
her.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Good for her.
That was a tough few years.
Yeah, I bet it was, Pops.
It was tough. I had no idea what was going on.
I've been there, done
I was
that.
gonna say I'm a sports team girl, so I love that. So that's
I've been there,
awesome.
done that. Hey, let me make a little shout out to Body Armor, Coca-Cola, and of course Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. This conversation brought to you by our great sponsors, and right behind me, Ice Pick Vodka. Of course, 12 flavors. Don't put me on the list of how many flavors there are there, Adam Fernandez. But we're talking to Scotty Pierman and talking about his impressive success on the long drive tour.
Scotty, is there one ball out there that principally long drive hitters use, and are you going through the same thing that tour guys are going through and adjusting for that certain ball? And tell us a little bit about the ball you use and what balls there are used by long drive hitters.
Yes, sir. We just added a title sponsor last year, so it is now called the Pinnacle World Long Drive Tour.
I saw that.
We all hit Pinnacle golf balls. They are provided by Pinnacle. We all hit the same ball. There's no bring your own ball. Some people hit it's all Pinnacle. I am actually a Pinnacle ambassador. I was lucky enough to get picked up by them. So I hit their golf ball quite a bit, and I think it's a really good ball. And I'm not saying that just because, that's the cliche thing to say. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it just because of that. I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
So you truly get more distance with a Pinnacle? Is that what you're telling all of us? Is that the direction we all need to go? That's what I want to know.
You want us to do a promo for Pinnacle, right? Right, John Rager? Isn't that how it works?
I need to know which golf balls to purchase. Everyone's like Titleist and want their Pro V ones, but he's telling me he's getting more distance with a Pinnacle, so I'm here for it.
I've been competing for 8 years. I have been through about 4 different golf balls competing, all of which have their pros and cons. I don't have anything to say bad or good, anything about that. But
right.
I did hit my longest drive ever with a Pinnacle golf ball.
There you go.
And it wasn't by far my fastest golf ball that I hit, but it did fly the furthest. And at the end of the day, long drive, everybody talks about how fast this guy swings or how fast his ball speed is. But at the end of the day, it's who hits the ball further than the other person. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Scotty, we just had our 9th annual Florida Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Classic, and Avery Dosek was part of our tournament. She raised a bunch of money for us on a par 5 hole, for the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, and I noticed that she was part of that Pinnacle long drive, and I was late one night. I was watching television, couldn't get to sleep, and there she was as an announcer, yeah, as you know, as a broadcaster for that. So you may have been on that broadcast or whatever. But yeah, hey, kudos to you for being part of the Pinnacle World Long Drive thing. That is really super cool.
I am living a dream job. Avery is awesome. She's a friend of mine. She's a great competitor, a great golfer, and a really good influencer and personality, just in general, just a good person. So yes, if you watched her interview somebody, I about guarantee that I was on there at some point in time.
Scotty, is this a
But
full time?
you had to bring and the other thing is that she raised a lot of money for us out there hitting long drives on one of her holes out there. Incredible. So kudos to her, but kudos to you too for that kind of stuff that you do when you do exhibitions and things like that. For charity golf tournaments, because people absolutely love that. It's the pounding sound of the ball and seeing something fly so far. It's equivalent of like if you're a football fan and you get to go down on the sidelines, you start watching the punter punt or the kicker kick. All of a sudden you realize that, oh my goodness, these people are, they're launching it out there. So it's always fun to watch you guys.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I do. I'm known for the competitor side, but like if you want to talk about a day-to-day job, that's actually what I do. I'm a traveling fundraiser. I do a lot of events all up and down the East Coast, anywhere from as far north as Pittsburgh and all the way down to the top of Florida. And I do that on a weekly basis starting in February, and I go till about Thanksgiving of raising money for different causes.
You ever come to Florida?
Yes, I've been to Jacksonville a few times. That's about as far south as I've ever been.
So we need to go on your website. I hope you put the world travel schedule up there, because I'm going to hop on the car and watch you hit some balls out there. I can't wait.
Yes, sir. We'll be in Florida several times, down in Wellington near Hobe Sound. We'll be competing at the National Polo Center. We did twice already, and from what I understand, it seems to be a good fit for both the tour and the players. It's a nice spot. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to going back there more in the future.
Well, that's where I remember watching Avery from them when she was broadcasting you guys right from there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to go back to the YouTube library there. I bet you were on that.
100%. I've been on TV on two different broadcasts so far this year. Both TV events that we've had, I've been on those. So if they're from that Florida event, yes, I was on there for sure.
Fantastic.
On the regular tour, is there guys that you like to watch on the tee, Scotty? And is anybody out there that you think that they might be able to transition into your game?
I was going to say maybe Bryson DeChambeau, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Bryson is a freak of nature. He is the closest thing on the PGA Tour to what we do. We've competed against each other several times.
How'd that go?
Back in 2021, when he was chasing the speed and was kind of known for that, he showed up and competed in our World Long Drive World Championship out in Mesquite.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
He was very competitive. There is more to long drive than just the speed aspect. There are gains within the game that maybe from a casual or even a more dedicated fan that would not understand because of what has been shown to them on TV. It's a marathon of an event, meaning we start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we go till 5 o'clock in the afternoon of hitting drives.
Wow.
What you guys see on TV is just a 1 versus 1. They don't even really show you how we got there, and that's
Are
a
you
lot
usually?
of work.
Are you on ESPN? Are you like the Ocho?
I saw him on ESPN.
Is it like the Ocho programming
Yes.
or typically?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's usually like the weirder
Unfortunately-
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, late at night, and I'm a night owl, and I think John
Yeah.
Rager is too. Hey, John, possibly you guys' paths have crossed with Michael Furze, a good friend of John Rager's and a friend of the program. He's known for his longest shaft and Guinness Book of World Record drives. Michael Furze, you ever
That's a
run
question.
into him?
Do you know him?
I do not. I think I've seen some guys on Instagram where he's swinging like this 20-foot long shaft, and maybe that's
Yeah, actually, what it is, just to clarify it, Michael Furze, he's out of just outside Austin, Texas, and he actually has set 6 Guinness World Records. And what it is, it's the longest golf club. So
Oh, okay.
he started out with 10 or 12 feet. It's up to like 56 feet. It's quite remarkable to watch him do it. But his latest Guinness World Record, it has nothing to do with the longest golf club that he hit. It has to do with how many golf balls he stacked in a pyramid. And this is right up Mike Rickard's heart.
He's my hero. He's my hero.
So they stacked, but they got a whole community involved with it. Just outside Austin, a little town, had 35,000 people. Like 10% of the town showed up, and they raised a lot of money for charity, and everybody got to write their name on a golf ball, and they stacked them. But no one's ever done this before. It's like 20,000 golf balls in a pyramid. And Guinness World Record, they came out, they monitored, they looked at it, and they said that's a world's record for stacking golf balls in a pyramid. So, we all go to a driving range somewhere or a really nice golf course, and they have the pyramid stacked. Yeah, they do that at St. Ritzy places like St. Pete Country Club.
We do not do that anymore.
Oh, no, you don't do that anymore.
No,
well, since Mike left,
we don't do that
since
anymore.
Mike left, you don't do it anymore. But
Yeah, exactly.
it's one of those things. So, but what's remarkable about you and Michael Furr and others that, you put it out there. You just said, hey, listen, we're going to go out and try to establish the records and do that. So kudos to you for being the world's #1 ranked right now. That's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
it's very cool.
So what is the distance, Scott? Where can we get to in long drives?
This year, it would be tough to replicate because of conditions based. Like I said, Denver's over a mile high. The next place we go is Reno, Nevada. It is in October.
That's high too.
I've never been to Reno. I've heard mixed.
It's a nice
things about
town.
it.
You'll enjoy it.
I have no doubt that it'll be a lot of fun, but as far as the long drive part, it's a weird time of the year where I've heard it could be warm or it could be cold.
It could snow.
I'm not really sure. It could. That's
Yeah,
what I've
how does
heard.
that
Like,
affect?
it could
How does
snow.
that affect you in your distance, like when it's cooler or warmer?
It's very significant.
It's how
Even
heavy
in our
the air
tournaments.
is, right?
Yeah,
It's how heavy the air is.
is. Yeah, the elevation, and then you throw in the thickness and the time of day. The time of day matters. When we
Oh,
hit
that's
in
interesting.
competitions, we're
Really?
broke into groups.
What's the best time of day?
When it's hotter. So I would say
High
after
noon,
lunch,
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock usually. That way
So
your
hot
body
weather
body
later in
helps.
the afternoon.
The ball reacts different. Your body reacts different. There's a lot of things. The ground, the air, a lot of things are different during the time of the day.
How do you fuel your body for that type of competition? I mean, are you like a little more careful about what you're eating on a day where you're competing as compared?
No, he
to,
rolls down. He throws down a bunch of Ferg's wings and 2 pitchers of beer.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I do have to watch what I eat, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
Most of the time going to events, I am very anxious, and traveling
Okay.
and stuff takes it out of me. It's not like I'm showing up for a week or so at a time. Like if we hold an event on a Friday or Saturday, I'm flying in Thursday. I will land, I will hit a few balls to get acclimated, and then Friday, Saturday hit, and either I'll take a red eye home Saturday or fly home Sunday. So I'm only there, maybe 48 hours, 3 days at most. And I try not to eat a lot because I don't want to be feeling so
Because of
stuffed and have my
anxiety.
anxiety and the digestion part. I don't want my body working extra hard to digest certain things. So I try to keep it
We're
very
talking to-
minimum.
We're talking to Scotty Pierman here as we wind things down on the tee, Florida. I got to ask you, your lovely bride, and when you made this transition to do this full time, what was her thought process and thinking, this is a hobby, man. This isn't a full time job. And then you got to fess up. Did you beat Bryson DeChambeau?
When I hit heads up against Bryson, yes, I did beat him. It was 412
Bravo!
yards,
You hear that? This cat
Nice.
beats
That was
Bryson
nice, yeah.
DeChambeau.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He would not take it easy on me if I wanted to play golf against him, so I'm not taking it easy on him when he comes in our arena.
Attaboy, I like that. So what'd the missus think when you're going to go traveling the country, hitting a little white ball, making money?
This is a really good story, and this is 100% true and authentic. Look, before before I got full time into this, I was a FedEx delivery driver. So I'm very familiar with Memphis when you say that you're from
Oh,
Memphis.
yeah, I
about
know,
all that
right?
stuff.
Fred Smith.
That's exactly right. I worked there for 12 years. I was a delivery driver.
Wow.
And
What a
transitioned-
success story.
Man, I'll tell you what, though. At the time when all this came about, I was a very miserable person to be around. I was not a very good husband. We were early on in our marriage, and I was just unhappy at work, and it kind of bled over into personal life. And it was at a good time. Me and my wife were both praying that if an opportunity ever came about, that if a door was ever open, we're ready to go through it. And just so happens, in
God gave you a
April
long
of
drive.
Man, I'm telling you, I was doing both for a while at the same time. So I'd deliver packages and then practice at night. That was a lot with kids at home that are young. But I was doing some charity events through a company called Charity Golf International. I made it known to them, look, hey, if something ever comes about where I can do this full time, I'm all in. I will quit my job tomorrow. Like, I'm ready to go. And just so happened some guy that was doing it full time had just moved back home and left all this area where I lived open, and they were in need of somebody currently. And I walked into FedEx the next day, which was April Fool's Day, and handed in my 2 weeks notice and said, look, it's been fun, it's been real, but I'm chasing a dream. And my wife was fully supportive, backed me up. We looked like crazy people to the rest of our family. They're like, you're quitting the sense of security, the 401k,
That's a
the
hard
insurance.
conversation to have with people.
Yes, and they're like, you're going to do what? Hit golf balls, and you're not guaranteed anything?
Well,
yeah,
God,
we were looked
God
at
took
funny
very
for a
good
while.
care of you, my man. We appreciate you
blessed
taking
10
time
times
to join us. Unfortunately, now I have your phone number in my Rolodex, and we're going to be bugging you and following you closely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And John will be coming to see you when you're in Jacksonville. I'm sure of that.
There you
right,
go.
John?
Before
Johnny?
Scotty goes, Mike and I have been scheming. We know that we can host a long drive competition here in Florida, and we know that we could be the first competition for somebody that would actually hit it a mile. The problem is that we can't get the permit to shut down I-75 through Tampa. But if we can ever do that, we can have the first mile-long drive.
That's a tin cup deal. That's a Michael Furst conversation. But we would love that. We would travel to John's country. You know, we're in St. Pete, and he's up there in the northeast portion of the state. That would be a lot of fun. And if you could get that accomplished, my man, I'll reach out to you, and you let us know your television times, and then we'll promote them on the air. But and then we can talk about the color purple. Go online and follow him, and it's a great description on that. And again, you're a faith-based man, and God's taking care of you. Who in the heck would have thought that it would have been in the long drive world to get you out of FedEx, brother? But bravo, man.
Thank you, guys. If you'd told me 10 years ago that I'd be sitting right here in the predicament that I'm in, hitting golf balls, living the life that I am, and
Meeting Bill Butner in a parking lot.
I would have laughed at you. But now it's becoming a reality. I'll be willing to be back on anytime you need a guest, even if it's on short notice. I love doing stuff like this, and I love being a part of great things. So thank you for letting me.
Well,
be
you're
part of
great.
it.
You're a great story. Bravo, my man. Have a great rest of your week, and tell your daughter, dude. Well, you'll take care of your daughter. As John says, after a bad round, just don't have a memory. Just keep plodding along. At least you have the flexibility now that you're not at FedEx to walk those fairways, and that was probably another factor that God put into getting you in this role.
Amen. I get to take my kids to school. I get to pick them up. I get to go to golf matches. I have a really good setup.
You sound like John Rager. All right, bravo, my man.
Thanks again.
All right, thanks, Scotty. Thanks
Thank you,
for being
Scotty.
on.
Enjoyed learning about your craft. Appreciate it.
Well, we're winding things down. We didn't get You betcha. We didn't get Wild Bill in because this was a stumble, fumble, bumble. I know John's going to think this is an excuse, but you can see him on you can see him on Ferg's TV. It's a great piece. You can see him on our YouTube channel tomorrow, and they'll be on Ferg's TV on a regular basis. And John, talk about what you're going to do with Mic'd Up and Ferg's TV for us before we let you go.
Okay, before we go, so yeah, we talked about our YouTube channels. We have a spectacular YouTube channel. Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, On the Tee Florida. Hey, there's a John Rager PGA channel out there. Wild Bill Thoreau has a YouTube channel, and the Florida Sports Hall of Fame has a YouTube channel. And we are getting spectacular views and hits on these channels out there. So I encourage everybody, especially recently, we had our 9th annual Celebrity Golf Classic for the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. We posted the Thunder Gun start. We posted the winners. We posted all kinds of fun walkabouts there. So with that, please, Wild Bill Thoreau, John Rager PGA, Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, Florida Sports Hall of Fame, and On the Tee Florida. Go visit those YouTube channels and visit everybody online there and on the social media at On the Tee Florida, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram. You got it all right there.
Hey, last thing, who's going to win the Tour Championship?
That would be Colin Morikawa this week.
And John, who's going to win?
I think Kermit Zarley's going to win. Kip knows that.
Oh, I'm going Scotty.
Way to go out on a limb.
I'm
going Jeff Leonard. He has a comeback.
I know. There you go.
Right.
All right. Thank you, John. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This has been a lot of fun. We got to thank Ashley Grimaldi for putting this together.
Thank you.
And these,
really nice.
these cool digs. We'll get outside in the elements when Bill Butner's back there, and then we'll do some of that creative shots.
We'll show some golf
from the course.
We'll see some golf.
Yeah, from the course, from the driving range, and we'll have Big Red there. I'm Mike Rickard for Bill Butner, Ashley Grimaldi, Kip Engel to my right, John Rager holding things up there, and of course Scotty Pierman. What a great conversation. Jeff Leonard, you've been hiding them from me all this time. He's going to be
He's a good guy.
Yeah, seems like an amazing guy. John and he have history. And then, of course, Joe Bedreau up there at RadioStPete.com, Florida Sports Streams. Our video producer, Adam Fernandez, came down and made sure this all happened today. And then, of course, our two crackerjack interns, Tristan Kennedy
look at
and
him.
Jake Grimaldi. And I'm Jake Magruder.
Oh, Magruder, but you can be a Grimaldi, too.
God bless you.
Everybody wants to be a
God
Grimaldi.
bless America. Have a championship weekend. And remember to hit them straight and keep it in the short grass. Your son's at college, so you needed somebody to adopt.
That's exactly right.
There you go. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.